All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. Today's Friday, August 19th, 2011. And we're going to do a quick recap of the live trading room this morning. We ended with the ES, we ended plus 9 ticks, though I messed up one trade on that, so we should be plus 17. And on the YM, we have plus 41 ticks here, but I was playing around a little bit pre-market, and I was minus 18 pre-market. So for everybody that was actually in the live trading room, there was actually 59 ticks made in the live trading room this morning. Okay, so the plus 41 is what shows right here, but I started the day out at 9:30 at the open with a minus 18 from this morning. So we recovered all that, and that's where we stand on the day right now. Let's start off with the ES, and we'll go over the trades that set up on the ES. Okay. For those of you who don't know, the ES is the mini S&P 500. And let me just scroll back. This one right here that I lost was my mistake. I traded right into a weekly trading zone, and I shouldn't have done that. I'll just scroll back to the beginning. All right. Let's see. Here we go. This was the open right here. Right off the open, we had the elbow breakout. You see, we're coming out of the bands right here, and we had the elbow breakout right there for a 2-point win. I missed that. We had the pullback continuation trade right here to the BBC. Down here at the bottom, we had the bubble. Pullback to the BBC, I got that one. There was another opportunity right here. You see the bubble and the pullback to the BBC again. I missed that one. There was a third one up here, the bubble, the pullback to the BBC. I took that one, and I got my profit target. It didn't put in a higher swing pivot there, so we were no longer looking to go in that direction. All right. Down here, we had a little bit of a bubble down here, and it pulled back up to the BBC, and it stopped me out right there. Okay. I think, let's see, 30, 31. Let me just look at, yeah, this is the one this was my mistake this morning. Okay, this one right here was my mistake, because the zone is at 30, 31, right down below us here. So I shouldn't have been taking this trade when I did. That was my mistake, and that put me back to plus 8 ticks. In here was another, there was no breakout here, down here on the bottom, so we didn't have the elbow breakout trade that we could take, but we did have the continuation trade right here. All right, right here was a continuation trade. I missed. We got a higher swing pivot in there, but this bubble was really for this bounce. Either way, it bounced off the BBC again. Up here we had a second bubble, and it pulled back to the BBC for another entry. That one, I don't think it went all the way to the profit target. I would have gotten a break even on it because it went close enough to the profit target for me, but I didn't take it anyway. This one over here, we had the big bubble right here, the breakout of the band, so you could have traded the breakout of the elbow. Then we had the big bubble and a pullback to the BBC, so you could have, again, gotten into this. I did get into this, and I took 1 tick profit on it after it moved up here, and it started to go sideways on me. And we got back inside the bands down here. I figured it was going to move against us, so I moved my stop up to break even plus a tick. All right. Over here we had a big bubble. It bounced off of the weekly trading zone, and I entered it over here. Now, as I was doing this one, it went pretty close to the profit target there. And as I was doing it, I was explaining to everyone why I moved my risk up so quickly on this one, because bouncing off the weekly trading zone can send you completely back down in the opposite direction. So we're having the force of the weekly trading zone off of the force of the BBC here. So what I was looking for was a bounce up a little bit here. I was thinking it was going to get back up to the zone, but it didn't. And when it started to hesitate there, I just moved my stop up to break even again. All right. Now moving down here, right in here, I didn't take this trade right here, even though it worked out. It went within a tick of the stop. All right, the stop was right here, and it went within a tick of it. I didn't take it because we didn't put in a lower swing right here. All right, before it came back up to the BBC. I was waiting for it, and I was looking to enter, but after it put in this swing pivot right here that wasn't a lower low, then we had a trend going up and not down. I did take this last pullback over here, and that one just stopped me right out. Stopped me out quickly. All right. I didn't do anything in here because the bands were not inside. I took this short over here with the bubble, the pullback up, that short. That worked out well. And that was it for my morning on the ES. Okay, that was all there was for the morning on the ES for me. There wasn't much to do in here anywhere. All right, so that was that on the ES. Now let me jump over here to the YM. Okay, where we made the majority of the money this morning on the YM. This was all the stuff that I did on a 4-tick range chart in the pre-market. All right. Once the market opened up, this right here was the first opportunity. I missed that one. The long opportunity right here. We had the bullish cross and the pullback down to the BBC. That worked out perfectly. We had the bearish cross here and a pullback up to the BBC. I did take that one, and I think I got, I don't know, 11 or 12 points out of that, something like that. Now, mind you, from all of this activity right here, I was minus 18. So this one didn't give me anything. This one gave me 10 or 12, so I was still minus something at this point. I took this one over here. We had the bullish cross and a pullback down to the BBC. I took this one and got a plus 20 on it, so that put me up about 12 or something like that. Then I took this continuation trade right here once we broke the MA1 using this indicator down here, which I introduced to people in the partners meeting last night. That allowed us to get in once we broke the MA1, and I got 15 ticks out of that one pretty quickly. Obviously, it kept going up. Now, when things came back down, they came in here, and I was explaining that this was a BBC inside a weekly trading zone after a bearish cross, the first pullback. That was a pretty high probability trade. I got into it, and it gave me about 12 or 13 ticks profit. I meant to bring my stop up to lock in probably 10 ticks, but I didn't drop it fast enough, and it came back up. I had dropped it at break even. So it came back up and got me a break even. Then it went down, and it came off the MA1 right here and bounced around a little bit. Now, again, this was one of the things that I had mentioned to everybody last night about the continuation trade. When it breaks the MA1 and you have this divergence. Okay, so we had the divergence and we got in right here and we made a quick 15 ticks on that. All right, we did the same thing. I think we did the same thing over here for another 15. All right, so that's what gave us what we have. There was a trade right here that I took. I actually took it on another DOM. This was good for 20 ticks. This was after the cross, the bullish cross, the pullback down to the BBC. I got long and I took it for 20 ticks, but I did it on another DOM, so you won't see that reflected in this DOM. In this DOM, all you see is this 41 ticks right here. That was the morning. I don't think I looked at any other markets all that much this morning, and that was the morning session. So we ended the morning session with plus 9 on the ES and plus. The morning session actually had 59 on the 59 on the Dow. So 59 times 5 is 295, and 12.5 times 9 plus 295. So the morning session, excluding commissions, the morning session net about $407.50 a contract. All right, if you traded with me. And you know, some of those you could have probably done better than I did, actually. So, you know, like this one right here, you could have taken profit on. This one right here, you could have let run more than 15 ticks. It depends how you manage your stuff, but that was the morning. All right, so I am going to end this recording right here.